cute? James made that for me, Kathy's husband.
It's super cute. I love it.
This is a show just ran on the magic of the people trying to connect and stay alive. Hi, guys. It's Tuesday. Welcome. If you didn't know that you're here on this channel where I'm squirming too much, but I'll stop here in a minute. It's a little, I don't know, podcast is the word people know, but I guess I'm trying to call it a web stream where I just got frustrated that I couldn't, I guess, bitch and moan at the time. But really, it was because I have had a career, and it'll be 10 years officially. November 14th will be my 10 years in the industry, right? So I've spent 10 years, 8 of them in lubricants. And then I moved to this world of paradise, which is condoms, lubes, and then just whatever sort of leadership. I know, Nathan, you're one of the leaders in this. I don't know. I try to explain this industry to people. I call it adult retail, but it's so much more, right?
Yeah. It really is.
So I got frustrated and I spoke into the ether and I just started streaming things. And case in point, people like James have come out of the ether and been like, well, here's a little project. I also have to thank Luke up here. He made the cute logo. So we're getting things together, but I guess that's a TLDR. Welcome. This is Tuesdays with Tori, where it started as something for me to make sure people had access to condoms, but just any sort of wellness education is kind of how it's turned into, and just networking and trying to keep everybody, not on the same page, but just still going, right? Maybe. So the platform is only this platform, or whatever we're going to call this, is only as it's only as cool as fun as much as you guys are helping me out. So big shout out to Luke and James again, and my friend here, Nathan, which I'll give him the big old introductions, right? Because he's you're a merchandising, marketing boss in your own right too.
Yeah, I guess. I've been convincing people to buy things for many, many years now. So
there's an art in it, right?
Yeah.
So I guess without further ado, I'll get into it, and you'll hear me repeat myself as people start to join. But welcome. It's Tuesday with Tori, where we do whatever the fuck I want to do, apparently. And today I convinced my friends to get into shenanigans with me. So if you don't know this big head cheese, Mr. Nathan I always mess up your last name because I want to say Morimatsu, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's Morimitsu.
Thank you. Can you say it again for the cheap seats in the back? Because now it's kind of cool, all smushed together.
Morimitsu.
Nathan Morimitsu.
I very rarely pronounce my own name right.
Sorry, go.
Oh, yes, okay. Thanks for having me, Tori.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you guys don't know this guy, this is Nathan. He's the marketing director at Eldorado. So, right, you were saying, and I'll let you deep dive here in a minute, but I've just known him, it seems longer, but just starting this year? No, that can't be right.
Yeah, we met in January. Can you believe
I thought it was like January 23 almost, but no, it's been a long year, guys. Fuck. Oh, my mouth today. No wonder I get shadow banned. I no joke. I don't even understand it. Like I try to post things. This is, again, welcome to the authentic show where I have no idea what I'm doing, but you guys can learn and make this a show and steal all the strategies together. But I keep getting the notifications that like things got taken down or I got a warning, and I'm like writing all these like wannabe appeals, I guess, because I don't know what I'm doing. Because I don't know, maybe condoms, penises. This is why. Oh, hi, friends. We got an Instagram friend. So I'm going to try to watch my mouth, but I convinced a friend with my potty mouth that I feel like I've known for years. So thank you for coming. So we have the pleasure of having Nathan. You don't just come from the adult retail, which is what I also like to kind of merge, right? You're somebody who understands the audience, right, of the adult retail, but you have a great, unique perspective. So I dragged him to, well, I'll let you do the introduction. Tell us about yourself. And then what I guess maybe technically you convinced me to do this. Yes.
I don't remember.
An email somewhere. Go on, Nathan. Kick it off. What are we doing today and who are you?
So I'm Nathan, as we've said many times now, the marketing manager for Eldorado Trading Company. We are one of the distributors that many of you retailers hopefully are dealing with, and I would love to get more of your business. because that's what I do is I try to get business for our salespeople so that they can make more sales.
Right. That's, I guess, marketing gets kind of slunked into, sometimes it's either a art function or it's a sales function, but it's technically kind of its own thing.
Yeah,
Right.
I
So
like,
people, it's like chicken or the egg. Well, I can't sell anything if I don't tell people about it or how to get to it. And so that's marketing. But if I don't have any demand generation, I also can't sell anything.
yeah, I like to say that marketing is uh, waving the carrot and sales is using the stick.
Ah,
So I'm the carrot. I'm the one who gets to dangle that in front of you and say, you really, really want this. And then the salespeople are going to come along and get you to actually buy it. But I
yes.
try to generate that interest.
That's
And
cool. That's a really good way of putting it.
yeah, we do that through lots of methods at El Dorado. We did a live stream today with the wonderful women at Wicked. I
I saw
love
for a
Jessica and
minute.
Cassie.
How did it
It was so
go?
much
It
fun.
looked like you
Oh,
got
it
a
went
lot of good
really well.
engagement.
We did. It's actually one of our largest watch streams that I think we may have ever done watched live. So that was really exciting. I'd like to say there's the star power of those two wonderful women behind it that drove it.
Oh
No,
goodness,
I don't
they're so
take
great.
responsibility for it.
Maybe someday I'll be cool enough and they'll come here. Um, I make myself laugh.
Okay, we
Okay,
will.
Nathan, I can't remember who convinced who, but for the sake of my ridiculousness, let's say I dragged you into this. What do we get to talk about today? Because I had a
Black
life
Friday.
before I sat behind a computer and we geeked out about it. What are we doing? Drum roll. Producer Ryan's even here. It's a big episode, guys. Like, get your notepads out. There might be free shit here too. I don't know. Get them ready.
You said shit.
Oh man, this is why I don't even understand I'm shadow banned. Hashtag
Yeah,
someone help Tori with her e-com strategy. That's later. That's later.
we're gonna talk about Black Friday, and I know all of you are going, "Holy shit! It's not even Halloween yet. What the fuck are you guys doing?" But it is time as retailers for you guys to really start looking into how you're going to market Black Friday, so that you guys can drive more sales out your doors. And that's what I'm here to do today, is to try and help you guys with that.
Yay.
So.
And I either dragged you or you dragged me because I apparently have now had this whatever calling and obsession to let people know that, like, oh, I did some of these things. I was a person on the floor before any of these lubricants and these latex things, right? And any of my current children, right? Before any of that, I was a whatever you want to call it, person that handled high-end swimwear and lingerie. Right. So I had plenty of management experience there, sales experience there, but definitely merchandising. These were like the good old days of the panty bar. And you need to re-merchandise that thing in the entire store, especially during the holiday. It was always almost like a challenge, right? But do better and kind of keep elevating your merchandising story because especially during Black Friday, your stock rotates out so quickly, especially at a place where I was working at, you have GWPs or other stuff like that, and you can't have an empty shelf. So I just wanted to geek out because do you see how geeked I don't know if I showed you, but I maybe showed you pictures. So if anybody wants to understand my sources, I had to pull out my old books with like my wannabe like college, like, oh, highlight too many things. So a lot of these notes came from like my stupid sources, people, which I can post if somebody wants, but I always encourage, well, and then plus like random stuff like we've heard, or that I've done. If you were either, I don't know, panties, lingerie, lube, it all kind of sort of coincides, or we'll discuss if it does or doesn't, right? I know I've taken so many, I don't know, random experiences from even things that I didn't do in a workplace and applied them into storytelling, whether it be merchandising or the show or attempting to sell something, right?
Yeah.
So this is where we're going to come up with how many, I should have counted these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got the sexy six rules of or whatever I want to call it, sassy six. Marketing director, help me here. Where we just kind of my tidbits from my brain and Nathan's like, we have a whole thing here, guys. We'll show it, but we scripted it out and we'll talk about it. And I've got pictures. Yes, I'm looking at producer Ryan. So maybe if we haven't bored you guys too much, we'll go through some examples of what we like and maybe what we don't like, right?
Yeah. Hey, Kate.
Oh, is Kate on?
It's on.
Oh goodness, I didn't mean to make such a like, oh hey, like a growly noise there for a second. That was unintentional. So I don't know about you guys. I know you mentioned I was gonna actually, because it's almost Halloween. So I'm just gonna put this on for everybody for a second while we become merchandising people. Dum 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 dum. I amuse myself. Oh, I don't want to type with this thing, but we'll be superheroes of Black Friday. I'm here. Okay, you're so fun. I love fun people. So anytime it started to be back in my payroll, it was up to like 100 people trying to manage these schedules, lunch breaks, sales, stock, rotation. But it's just kind of like a guideline here. And Kate, if you've got suggestions or things you want to deep dive into, again, this is how we start. Anything else I'm missing, Nathan, that you wanted to talk about before I kind of deep dive into number one, right? Just like the first thing, you gotta know your shopping behaviors.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I know Tori talks me up as like this leader in the adult industry. What she really means by adult industry is I've spent a majority of my life marketing in one way or another to people 21 and older. I've done a lot of liquor and event marketing. And so the move into condoms and dildos wasn't a really big leap. It's just kind of it's the different side of the same coin. And one thing that, well, we'll talk about it a lot as we're going through here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope even if this is like not your cup of tea or you're like, I don't do anything on the floor. Say you're in like the warehouse, you typically have to put things in categories or in buckets or in a bin. So you never know what you're going to learn or what you're going to share. I definitely wouldn't have thought a 16-year-old me having to do whatever I was doing as far as managing KPIs and just people in general. Well, like, when you're 16, learning how to deal with people and not manage, I should say, right? That's like a whole culture in itself. But I had no idea any of I'm 16 at the time. None of that was going to equal any of this. And here we are. So now I think official drum roll, maybe. Lulu's on. I was smart and I put Instagram on the other screen this time. So unfortunately, if you're on Instagram and you have a comment, I'll have to see it over here and read it aloud like a student. Oh no. Hog place this a live show. Wardrobe malfunction. We don't have the budget to like try things on and stuff earlier. So you get what you get. So if anyone comments on Instagram, I don't want you to feel bad that I didn't put you up on the screen here. I can't.
All right. And I hope everybody excuses me. It's after 6 o'clock where I am, so I'm having wine while we do this.
Oh, please. Normally I would love to have a glass of wine. It's just I didn't even get to the store or any of that stuff. It's just been one of those days, weeks, even though it's Tuesday. So we have a sparkling water today. It'll be super fun. Oh, and then this like Hackatar cup sidebar. We were at Shay's parent-teacher conference yesterday, and the teacher recognized my cup. So there's a fellow book talker teaching my child this year. It makes me a little bit happier, right?
That's pretty awesome.
Right. So it's like, counting your blessings this week, even though I wasn't really floored about it. Thank you, producer Ryan. See, the comments are funny, or the little pop-up things. I just gotta tell you we've missed you. Or at least I missed you. Keeping me on track here. Okay. My number one kind of here we go. Well, that was a horrible transition. Should I do that again? Thank you. All right, getting into the nitty-gritty stuff. If you wanted my ADHD crazy brain and whatever I've gone through and my unique perspective, that's what the one book says, right? Your art is like whatever you notice, your pattern, your unique perspective is you. So I'm rolling with that. It's definitely understanding shopping behaviors and planning yourself to it. Now, I don't just mean like, people love to stand at the cash register because they're, shopping or they're checking out, right? No, I mean, you will know as far as your store, where people based on the light or the better shelving, how the traffic typically flows. And that way you can start to place items in the best locations for those shopping experiences, right? My favorite, and you've probably heard me say it just random, because it's like my number one of all time. If I don't know where to start, especially if I'm like, maybe don't understand the story I'm trying to tell, it's a new merchandising setup where I have not a lot of guidance, if any. I'm just like, what is my top seller? This is kind of also like a data-driven decision sort of conversation. So I just start with my top sellers. I try to make maybe those families or those colors making sense based off of my mood. And eye level as buy level. Might have said that to people in passing. But it's 100% true and it works. And now I'm hoping I can explode your brain a little bit. We'll get into some pictures because you'll see everybody starts typically with something where you can see it the best. And if that is your best seller, you need to make sure that shelf is 100% stocked every time as well.
Yeah. And one thing that a lot of people that I've talked to, especially with the eye level stuff, some people don't believe it. And I tell them, go look at a toy store. What are the kids always excited to buy? What do they want? It's the stuff that the kids can see because it's at their eye level. And you'll notice those prices aren't always the cheaper things. They're the stuff that's
There we
right
go.
at the
Thank
eye
you,
level.
producer Ryan. I have random examples everywhere, guys. So this could be your store, but you wouldn't know it because it's 10 years old. So this is what is it? This was equal opportunity grabbed it from my phone option here for the PowerPoint presentation. But yeah, this is a great example. This is a really good cross merchandising example, which is down here too. But I love what they did. They are, and I don't think we really got too much into the difference between if you want to do horizontal scanning or vertical stacking. It's based off of your preference. If you think your shoppers or the story of the merchandise you're attempting to present is better told this way or this way. So, right, you can see this is not necessarily a mixture of both. I would call this more like vertical stacking, but everything is right there where you can see it. Testers are right there, and you can touch and feel and read anything that's in front of you. It gets really frustrating as somebody in consumer packaged goods where we only have this much, right? We only have this much to tell you about things. But then maybe I'm not your top seller, and so I'm up here. You're never going to be able to read what somebody's trying to talk about there.
Hey, Ryan, would you pop that picture back up again?
Yeah.
He says yes. Thanks, producer Ryan.
So one thing that immediately drew my attention on this one, and once Ryan pops it up again.
By the way, he hasn't seen these, like really. I threw a link at him today, so we're all dissecting them today. This is what we mean by a truly live show. We got notes, but we're talking about it together. So if anyone in the audience wants to join too, please feel free to comment.
Yeah. Look at those Aneros products. They immediately draw your eye. That color blocking using that red and black to really contrast from everything else on those shelves, that's going to get people looking at those. That's going to drive interest. And so if you do that with any of your products, find a way to color block in some of those highlight ones, you're going to see more people look at them. And I think that's a really great merchandising decision by whoever store this is. That was a good move.
Right. I think, well, here, I'll ask you. We'll pretend it's like a little Q&A study session here or whatever. So something really, really like, right. We like this. We like the education that's in here. We like the color blocking. We love that the top sellers are in eye level, buy level placement. And they're stocked, right? There's enough product, there's back stock, and it's easy for me to grab and go, right? Or for me to make this buying decision because it looks like they have a lot of space and a lot of authority, right? Where would you put, let's say, a setup or a vignette like this? Where's the best place in your store to put it?
Yeah, that's see, for me, I'm not sure. There's so many different store layouts, but if I'm in a higher end store, this definitely is kind of a men's health, men's toys kind of display that I'm seeing here. I love the cross merchandising of the lubes there. I can't see which
I don't
ones
know if we
they
can
are,
zoom in or
but
not, but obviously I had a life with a lubricant company, and ta-da, you know which one now. But this is also a great example of cross merchandising, which is like my other secret weapon. Look at how easy it is for somebody looking for that Aneros product. is brought into the marketing of it, the color of it, the storytelling. And I used to adore not only cross merchandising for me as a store manager or retail employee at the time, because it helped me, not just because I was trying to work on my basket size and make sure my customer got the experience they were looking for, but it also helped me not have to run around the store and remember what I was trying to tell this customer or not, right? Like maybe you have more than one person you're working with, cross merchandising, and having these cute little vignettes or stories also make it a lot easier for your people to grab and go and make that purchasing decision, like just feel that much more clean and done, right? Confidence everywhere.
And those Sensubas that were on there, the Tush Tingle and the Happy Hiney, new packages have come out recently. Oh, they're super crispy and nice. They're
Ooh.
going to draw the eye, bright colors. People are going to dive right in and go, oh, I want this.
See, look, you
Before
heard
they-
it first, guys. Sneaky, sneaky.
Before they even read what it is, they're going to see the new packages and they're going to love them. Oh, look at
So,
all those blue.
This is an oldie but a goodie. I'm sorry, friends and family, if I'm giving anybody PTSD from 10 years ago. I just literally typed shelves on my phone, and this was one of them. But it's a really great example for what I like to call shelf zones, or how you're going to go from, you're like, okay, Tori, you told me eye level is bi level, but I have an entire store to fill. What the heck are you talking about? What else do I do with everything else? What this is an example of, that you probably see that you're doing and you don't realize you're doing it because it's very, very popular. But a lot of people will have different shelf zones, and then they either categorize them typically by sales revenue, but I know a lot of other stores here might do it by, I don't know, lubricant or whatever story they're telling, right? It's, you can't compare everything to a giant FDM store. But it's just kind of a quick reminder to be, everything eye level is at that 4 to 5 feet, right? That's your premium top sellers. So you can see premium top sellers are kind of there in the middle with the extra education and just the premium. But here, look at the video, look at the pamphlets, grab it, touch it, make sure it's always stocked, needs to look pretty, right? These babies come and go quickly. So what do I do with the top level, right? Something that would be at the top level or maybe the stretch level. Thank you, producer Ryan, is definitely the items that don't need to be touched. Nothing is like more frustrating for, I mean, not from my experience, but from friends of mine that are, vertically challenged, and you can't reach something when you get it. And we talked about it recently. I was like, you also can't read anything when it's that high. So you want to make sure your stretch level, right? Anything above that 4 to 5 feet, the 6, is good for your extra stock, your low priority items, or what I know a lot of the adult industry does here. And what you kind of see here is use of more marketing, right? You can add more graphics, more emotion to what you're trying to sell here, maybe more education. In this case, it was a TV and some lifestyle imagery, right? There's also kind of in between that touch level and what I'll get to, like the stoop level, the very bottom would be what I call like the touch level, right? And so you've got like your eye, everybody wants to see this and buy it. And then you have your either the next focus item. So say you have an item that is maybe slow mover, I would stick it here to make sure it has traffic, right? So it's almost like, I don't necessarily want to call it like number 2, but it's a shelf that's going to get good attention. And you want to make sure the products that you put there, it's the touch level, right? This is where I hate it when my children are shopping with me because they have to touch all the candy, right? I think this is a really great place for people to put maybe large condom packs, because it's easy to kind of just grab and go maybe from a bowl, because people are going to touch that. Or again, they need to see it, want to read the instructions, or even lubricant testers. I know people still do it. God bless you. People want to feel on their hands and stuff. Being able to have that somewhere where at least someone can see that testers are available, definitely with toys too, is a good spot for this interactive sort of level. And then your stoop level, that's the last one. Stoop level is ideal for maybe things that are going to be discontinued here soon, interactive, or maybe other cross-selling items that make sense to be there, but don't necessarily get the eye level or the engagement level sort of priority, right? They're good sellers. Maybe it's to your niche market, or oh, thank you. Or in this case, right, it's see, this is, I know what service is, but they do everything. This is interesting. This was always a fun conversation in the lubricant world of merchandising, where what is a shopper when they come in and they're trying to figure out what lubricant they're looking for? How do you categorize that? Some people do it by brand, right? Because a manufacturer comes in and loads you in and they're telling a specific story of that brand. Or a lot of times I see stores do something like this. It's by category, right? So you figured out with your customers, you want it to be water based, you need a silicone, you want a flavor, a hybrid. And so they categorize everything out with education here. Definite vertical storytelling here, right? And they definitely make that clear and set it up the best that they can with the shelf talkers there. But stoop level, what's over at the stoop level, right? Obviously, anal in this category is something that still needs to be around. It's more of a niche product. It's something that drives a lot of traffic in our industry, but it might be something that is not necessarily a top seller because it typically is a specialty product. People are coming in for what they know, which is like water-based, or maybe they're dipping a toe into a flavor. That's the things that's trending. But a specialty customer is still going to gravitate there, maybe ask some other questions and get into more of the specialty items at the stoop level.
See, I also like the placement of the anal down low because you've got to bend over to find it.
I was like, you're not going to do it, are you? But you did. But you got to have fun, guys. No? Yes? I laughed.
Yes. Why are we in this industry if we're not here to have fun?
I don't know. So we can see how many times I get shadow banned for talking about bending over and anal lubricant. Right? Ooh, now my tiara is fitting really good. Nathan made this for me, guys. Psst. I'm doing my condom charmer Wonder Woman stuff. Ooh, isn't this one pretty? So I like to remind people to use what you got. You don't always need to reinvent something or spend a lot of money to freshen up your stock or re-merchandise. It's, kind of take your art outside the box for a minute. Definitely very interesting examples of, this is also called like blocking, which I didn't get too far into today because nobody wants to read this entire book. That could be a whole other section where I just sit here and read textbooks to you. But you can see how they're lining up different stories so that if you're going vertically, it's very much just like, here's your starter if you're this sort of customer, and then here would be like your specialty add-on items. But it also makes sense from a horizontal standpoint, is like, this is what all beginners would kind of look for. It's a very interesting kind of story in there. And it doesn't work for every store, but it was a great use of what this store had without reinventing the wheel and still trying to make money. Every single spot in your store is worth money. Things need to be moving. It can't make money in your back room, and it can't make money if somebody can't see it, right? So get your stuff out on the floor.
Yeah, and that's a great example of never underestimate the power of things that are affordable. Sometimes store shelving is ridiculously expensive. So when you can get a hold of an IKEA shelf like that, do it. It's great. So they really can be used in creative ways. And now with the prices the way they are on lighting, you can get lighting that goes in them that's really affordable, and you can create these amazing displays without spending a fortune.
Oh goodness, there's one, and maybe Ryan will find it, where a customer of mine they were able to get old Nordstrom shelving, so it did look beautiful with that lighting. And by the time everything was all said and done, it was like $50. So
yeah,
my point is, I am definitely a person that you fast, man. So this one we tried out something a little bit different, where each sort of block was kind of a category. So there was like a, touch me, tease me, please me. So it was this whole experience was like for your hygiene. And I don't think this was completely finished. You can see where I spaced out for education. But the idea was each sort of pocket was getting a specific, right? Again, storytelling, a specific experience. So, maybe this was someone that was looking for a bit of, maybe some more stimulants and some the vaginal health products. And water-based was kind of the leader in everything. It was just like, hey, here's your water base of this. And then maybe here's your water base of a sensation. So it kind of played on one customer could pick up every single liquid from one said container. This also would have worked really, really well with some, I think this was like a load-in takeover. So there were not other brands here, but this was my store, this is a really great way to make a whole story and add to that basket size, because you can just take like, I don't know, pick a theme, like this is your date night, add your toys, add your lube, your condoms, whatever else, some signage, and go like, that could be your go-to if you don't know. I know sometimes we get people down. If you don't know where you want to start with someone and they're just like, I don't know, walk me around and tell me what's good. You can have your setup like story time, right? What do you think, Nathan? We'll pull up another one and then I'm going to let you talk.
Okay. No, you're definitely right. I love this story time concept. And I'm noticing in our notes, that's actually section 4. Is that where we're at? We're moving so
I kind of bounced around a little bit,
Okay.
but yeah. Do you want to do more section 4 or do you want to use more? Right. I'm thinking like section 4 is still good. We're storytelling, but I'm trying to like bring up examples of like, maybe if we saw something on eye level, buy level, we know that's a top seller. Can we assume that? Or cross merchandising. Again, that's what I told you, it was one of my favorites, not just because it usually makes more money and I've been in consumables, but because it made me happy when I was on the retail floor. I didn't have to run around and you know, spend more effort. I had my stories for my customers right where they were, right where I knew they were.
Yeah, that's and that actually works in a lot of different retail spaces. In alcohol, that's the wines that you buy. Those are the ones that are on that eye level shelf. Those are the most popular sellers. They're the ones in that easy to purchase price point too, that run, you know, in your $20 to $30 range. So it's great for date night, but it's not so expensive. It's not something you could also drink every night if you really wanted to. And then everything gets cheaper as you go down, and then you go to the top shelf, and that's where, you know, the lock boxes are and the expensive things happen. And it's
I think
very
what some people
similar in
call
adult.
that the good, better, best or whatever. But I switch it. I guess it would be better, good. Wait, best, better, good.
Oh, look at
this
display.
is this nice.
I really love the placement of the Clone-A-Willy on the same display as all of this hair removal stuff. Because
And
if you
why do
hop
you
on
think that
Reddit,
would happen?
oh boy, the horror stories people tell on Reddit of not properly trimming their pubes before they use a Clone-A-Willy and losing parts of them that they didn't want to, like chunks of skin, because they didn't take care of themselves properly. This is great cross merchandising here. And the choice of Coochie up there is brilliant as well.
No, Coochie always looks great on shelf.
It
They
really
do a great
does.
job with their marketing. It's one of the things I try when people ask me like, well, where should I slot something in? I'm like, put it next to your Coochie. I know you have it. Like if you don't know, I got a plug here, shameless plug. If you don't know, condoms go with everything. It's a medical device. It's harm reduction. It's sexy. It's everything. Put them everywhere. Make that money. Anyway.
There's
PSA.
even ones that glow in the dark in case you get scared of the dark.
Right? Stick them all in your Halloween basket. Oh, this one's nice too. So this is what some people do for just their entire condom category. And I think it's cool and it's very interesting because I know because I make the bowls of the condoms here. Well, I don't personally make them. Caesar and the crew does. Thank you. But it's like one of our specialties. We typically are able to bring customers like you and then the retailers better margin because we have that FDA certification to take any of the loose condoms, so the bulk, put them in a bowl so that people can sell a single condom. Because did you know that's like technically illegal? But don't worry, we put all the instructions and stuff in the bowl. So then I just tell people buy bulk and put it back in the bowl. It's really just making sure you have that label, right? I don't know. We pay to play for the government, but this is a really great way of not just offering something special, but also being able to capitalize on more margin, right? I always tell people, of course, Trojan is probably what's bringing people in. As far as if you do like a Google search, like, do you sell condoms? Do you have Trojan, right? Your store will pop up. Yay. But by the time they get there, this is a perfect example of, well, can I show you a couple of other things? Have you seen them? Like, tell me what you're looking for in the performance of your condom, because buy 4 and get 1 free. What other, no FDM store is going to be able to do this? It doesn't make sense. So this is also part of what I try to lean into in my trainings with stores is you can use these big brand names like Trojan and KY and Durex and One, right, to get people into your store. But everybody here has the privilege of more variety and being able to make more money on it and giving people more access to different products.
Yeah. And if I'm speaking, personally here, if I were in this store, I'd be the guy pushing those One condoms right there. Those are kind of the shit. Those are awesome. And
I
then,
think this was before this one came out, which is like, again, PSA. If you guys haven't seen the Flex, I'll blow it up for funsies.
Greatest thing.
This show started when I was just randomly blowing up condoms. And the blowy, really, this is a condom inflator. If you guys need them, Paradise, we make them. And Nathan should have some. But if not, figure it out. We'll post the things so you guys can reach us and we'll figure it out, right? This is not how to put on a condom. I just want to show you these guys, like what it looks like, because it's so cool. Have you had anybody complain about this condom to you yet? I know last time we were talking, I was like, I give it out and it's a challenge. I say, tell me if this one sucks, like if you can feel it or not. And so far, nobody's reported back. Typically, people only want to tell me when things suck. So I'm going to take it as a good note.
I give these, because you hooked me up with some samples, and I give these to all of my friends who are, in the need of a condom for any reason whatsoever.
Harm reduction. Thank you, Nathan.
And everybody that I've given them to has said, holy shit, this is the best condom I've ever had.
Yay, Flex for the win. No, if you guys need samples or haven't seen this condom, I blew it up so you could see the shape. It's just a standard wall condom, but what's amazing is it's latex and graphene. It's the first ever hybrid condom, at least that I know of in the States. We consider condoms different than maybe some other countries would like allow a condom. But because it's a hybrid condom with that graphene, the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. The graphene makes it super, super strong and super thin. So I really wanted, of course, for science, I really wanted it I had to try it and like be lame because I wanted to give my rep at the time shit. It was not lame. So yeah, if anybody is interested and wants to do the challenge, reach out to either me or the Nathan. We'll figure it out. But right, condoms have had innovation. Who knew? Yeah,
those are literally made out of spacesuits essentially. So super cool.
Oh, I love more bowls. So this is great because and look at all the condoms with the lubricant and the lubricant with the condoms. That's a great choice. They're married.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh, I like their little labels though too. That's really nice.
Oh, and speaking of lubricant and condoms, make sure you've got those foil packs of your lubes by your condoms because they're essentially the same size package. And you're going to see something in our El Dorado November catalog that you're going to go, oh my God, I have to merchandise this in my store now because we have some new jock straps coming that have a pocket for a condom, and that pocket is just the perfect size to put a condom and a little packet of lube in.
No way. I wonder if it'll fit the old feel. Remember the one that's got the lube and the condom connected?
Yeah, we'll have to. I'll test them out as soon as they.
I was like, this is exciting. This is the first I'm hearing it, guys. Again, the point of the show. I make so many networking connections, or we have brainstorms like this at shows, or when we go to dinner in the industry. So I was like, it would be great if people could just come to our brainstorming sessions, maybe. And here's one. This is where I'm like, Nathan, we should co-op. Who do you want? We can take pictures, and maybe I can help you get a sponsor. One will do it, I believe, 100%. They'd love that.
Oh yeah, I've already started working on the imagery for this, and I've got the one slotted in. So.
Okay,
so look at that body action display.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this up, producer Ryan. I don't know if you kind of want to walk through maybe some of like a little bit of section 4 and 6, right? Like where might you place something like this? This is to me add-ons, right? In your inputs. Yeah.
So there's 2 places to put one of these. The first place is by the registers. These are an easy sell, easy upsell. And these are sizes I like to, everybody says that, well, I shouldn't say everybody, but there are
In your
elements of our
experience, right?
society
Your what were we
that,
talking about? Your unique perspective, your art.
yeah, there are elements of our society that kind of frown upon what we sell and compare it to things like drugs. And so I often will just flip that script. These are also gateway items here. And they're gateway because it's going to lead people to both new pleasure because they can try new things, and it's also going to give them the opportunity to try a product without committing to, 8 ounces of something they hate. And that's the worst thing is when you sell somebody something and they come back 2 days later, they've used a tiny little bit of it and they want their money back. And I don't know what everybody's return policies are, but anytime I would deal with that when I was serving my time in the retail trenches, I always hated it if I had to tell somebody, no, I'm sorry you didn't like it. You shouldn't have bought the big thing. And
Yeah.
having little things that you can get people started on is perfect for that because they can try something. And then if they like it, they're going to come back and buy a bigger thing. If they don't like it, they're going to come back and buy another small thing. And so you're getting that repeat traffic. They're going to be back in the door and back in the door. And
Back
before
in the
long,
door. You and the butt jokes today. That's 2 for 2, sir.
that was totally unintentional.
But
But
I got distracted with my bad joke there, but I was gonna also like commend you. Like, yay, that is the beauty of any commodity, right? Or consumable item in your store. Whether they like it or not, it's gonna run out, right? Maybe they didn't love it, and they're gonna be like, hi, I used it and it was close, but we're not quite there. So having your impulse items stocked and like ready to go by a cash register is also going to help when it gets busy. You might be checking out multiple people and trying to deal with multiple people on the floor. So making sure it's close to you, it's by the register, it's easy for you to talk about as you're doing other things, right? You can't always do that when you're selling a high-end toy.
yeah. And what is it you always say? Tell people when they're at the register. So, do you want condoms with that today?
Right.
Have you picked out
You
your
pay
condoms
to
for
ask
that?
for the sale, guys. Oh, that could be a whole other episode. No, one of my favorite tidbits. I think you're talking about this is like when someone would say, "Oh, you sell lube," or tell me about a lube. Oh, I don't use it. I don't need it. Or last time I did, or I don't need condoms. We did it. Excuse, responsibility, blah. I mean, okay, well, tell me why. Why was that a bad? Oh, I had a bad experience. Why? Right? Okay, tell me about it. Just lean in and you can, figure out what is truly the problem. So you can truly, I shouldn't say problem, but if someone's in your store, they're in your store for a reason. These shops are specialty. That this is not I'm going to go do some window shopping for the most part, right? So being able to uncover that need, then you're like not even selling. You don't have to worry about the person coming back from the 8 ounces because you've had time to uncover the experience.
Yeah. Look at that color blocking with that Cal Exotics over there on the left side.
Oh,
Look at
I know.
that.
This store is really, really great with merchandising. Anal, if you might say. I know that was my shout out to that. Look, the backdoor pack is there. Those blue ones with the orange in the middle.
Yep.
Those are the FDA approved condoms by one that are for backdoor use, guys. This is how crazy condoms are going because they care and they want to get back in the conversation. They've spent millions of dollars to get an FDA certification for those 3 specific types of condoms to be used for anal, which is in theory you can use any condom for anal, but the fact that nobody's actually tested it, now they get to advertise with it. So hey, they're trying, y'all.
And I see in the background we've got some sports sheets, so I'm going to give them another shameless plug. Oh
Thanks,
boy.
Sheets. You didn't know you were in here, but we enjoy your merchandising. What I also love about this store, right? It's not just that he has the condoms maybe afterthought behind the register. That doesn't necessarily lead to like eye level is bi level. You can't maybe touch it because maybe you need to read it. So he put his gondola just a little bit to the side. So it's almost still impulse, not necessarily like making his aisles, but it's easy for maybe that person that just wants to come in and out for the pills your condoms are right here too. That person doesn't know. I'm assuming they would like to be, they're an adult. They're going to go do adult things that maybe they don't realize you can offer them their ENZs or whatever they've been using for years and won't change. And now you've changed that buying decision because not only can he get his rubbers, he can get his pills too. Yay. Oh my goodness, I have to do this. Brandy, mi bishora. Do you like my... I think this would look better on Brendy, really. Oof. Don't be mad, Brendy. Some of these might be your pictures from way back when. Okay, so we were kind of talking about, I don't know, any other things we want to just mention as far as placement and other things to be putting in your brain as you guys are staffing and planning for Black Friday and the holiday season, the busy season?
So yeah, let's talk Black Friday real seriously for a minute.
Seriously, should we move into the next section of things?
Yeah, let's. Which section are we in? Let's keep section 5 for a little later.
Yeah, I was going to say, but we'll turn section 5 into the articles you sent us today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. This is our shameless El Dorado plugs life. Like, okay, great, Nathan and Tori. Thanks for all these pieces of wisdom and stuff. But now what do I do? Oh, take it from here, Nathan. What do? You call Nathan and things happen. Yay.
So you're getting ready for Black Friday here, and you'll see this is in Store Erotica's October issue. I wrote this little article. You'll see a picture of me that's a decade old because it's the only headshot I've ever loved.
Oh my goodness, I need to take shots. But look at you, look so adorable. And I know it's hard to write. I'm trying to write my own opinions and not and just putting yourself out there is hard. So yay, Nathan, you did it.
One thing that I really want to encourage you all to focus on as you're doing Black Friday, and this goes into the whole storytelling and signage and things like that. You're creating a atmosphere and opportunity for your customers to be the perfect gift givers. And so there's ways to do that are going to feel a little less obtrusive than you just saying, here, you need to buy these 3 things. And one of those ways is to creating some fun categories. And I tossed a few ideas in this article in Store Erotica. I'm kind of proud of these. I spent a little bit of time. You should be
super proud, not kinda.
The first is things that are stocking stuffers. They have a section that's just great gifts that are under $25. They could be starter vibes. It could be some fun, cute lingerie. I highly recommend games, and I come to that in the next one. Intimate encounters. There's so many amazing intimacy games and foreplay initiators. That's one of my favorite terms that I've learned in this industry. And I think everyone should use it. Those dice games, the card games, all that, they're foreplay initiators. And really kind of break the ice with your partner, especially if you're in a newer relationship or if it's, people who've been together forever and are just looking to add some spice. That's a great way they can do it without, going balls to the wall with a whole bunch of BDSM gear and things they're not ready for.
Yeah, exactly. There doesn't have to be great expectations. A friend of mine, right, reminding everybody the biggest sex organ is your brain. And a friend of mine, I'm stealing it from her, and she knows who she is. You got to finger my brain first, is the saying, and they're not wrong, right?
And speaking of BDSM gear, that goes in Santa's naughty list section. So it's a great place to put some of those starter games or toys, I should say, or even some of the more advanced BDSM gear. I mentioned sports sheets earlier. You guys are not going to believe these new paddles that they have coming out. Wow, we got to see them last week, and
Ruben's excited.
They are beefy and impressive, and I'm super excited to see those in stores. I think they're going to just fly right off the walls, especially at the affordable price point.
Any stores, let us know how they do, right? Because we're here to share. You don't need to give everybody the secret sauce, but right, you might bring them up because Nathan, it was on top of mind, and you bring them in the store and they start selling, and maybe another store, right, that's not your competitor, but across the country is gonna, want to lean into them because they have faith in that story, right? You gave them some inspiration. So sharing is caring and all of that. I don't know.
And we can't have Santa's naughty list without Santa's nice list. And
Oh,
so
I know.
put
Do we
put
have
pretty things there.
Santa's I don't know, quiet quitting list or just average list? I'd like to be on that list with no expectations. Good thanks.
Ugh, no, we don't have that because you don't
Dang,
go with no expectations when you're giving gifts.
make it for me. Just kidding.
But the nice list, put the pretty things there. That's where, the stuff with great packaging. Um, put the fun, really, uh, I hate to use the word beautiful and feminine, but those lighter pastels, the nice fun colors that really draw the eye. That's Santa's nice list. Those are the
Inviting colors. There you go.
yeah. And put your lingerie there because your pastels, your light colored lingerie, even some of the really cool stuff from Coquette that's got all these beautiful flower patterns on it. Same thing, there's some wonderful stuff from Fantasy that's just gorgeous. And that would definitely be perfect in Santa's nice list. This is my favorite though, your gift wrap section. Put your gift bags, your wrapping paper, and your condoms because it's wrap it up.
We got you covered. Okay, this also springed that was adorable with the wrap, right? That's another 2 points for Gryffindor there. You're beating me. No, but this just came to me, and I don't know if it'll be useful for any stores out there. But I had a career in cosmetics with other things, and I used to just maybe take my favorite colors, and I would take your like a lingerie pack you like, and maybe some bubble bath and lube and a toy, and I would just stick it all in like a box or a basket, and either if I could, sometimes my bosses were okay if I got a little like cellophane, wrap it together, and I put a price tag on it. I didn't discount it or anything. I just put whatever the price would be, and people would walk in and buy my little baskets because they were already done. That's perfect to do with all the things you kind of suggested. Make a nice box and make a naughty box.
Yeah, and that is definitely that's going to be really useful for people who know they want to buy something adult for their partner or to use as a gift, but don't want to spend a lot of time in the store because there are a lot of people who feel some level of shame when they come into an adult store, which just breaks my heart that they feel that way, but it happens. We've all grown up with our own generational trauma.
Everybody's on their journey, right? I often still will over explain when having to buy any feminine product anywhere. Like it's just my bias and who I am. So I just got to work on it. Okay, look at Kate. I'm so excited you hung in this whole time. It's a longer than anticipated episode, but hopefully it's a lot of stuff. But she says she does that with mystery bags or date night bags. That's perfect, right? I was like, I don't know if this is still a thing, but cosmetics used to do it. And then, these are a great idea. Okay, let us know if you end up making a nicer or naughty. Maybe not even with Nathan's suggestions, right? We're all trying to make money here, guys. Make good business.
And then one I really loved because I was thinking about all of these really cute products. Think about literally everything that Like a Kitten makes. There's a bunch of really cute things from Cal Exotics, from Icon's got a couple. There's just so many of these adorable little products. Fun vibes and cute shapes that aren't your normal vibrator shape. And so I was thinking the Elves toy box. That seems like a fun place to
that'd
have
be
those.
cute. Little
Have
elves.
things that look like toys, not like tools.
Oh, I love that. Hey, Kate, if you end up doing these and feel like sharing any of the photos, I will just like do a little thing next week being like, hey, this is like what this random idea ended up looking like for any inspiration. If you don't mind sharing, this is what we do.
Yeah, that would be amazing, Kate. I would love to see what you guys do. That would be fantastic. And I love your giant inflatable magic wand in your profile picture.
Oh, I know.
I think that's brilliant.
Always, just the magic one people are brilliant, and hashtag call Ken. And if Ken's listening, he knows. I actually have to call him tomorrow. That's the joke. Anything else? I didn't mean to go on that rampage, but I was like, that's a good idea. I used to do it in cosmetics. Why wouldn't you do something in a basket or a box?
Yeah. And then the last one I had on here was I called it "Can You Keep a Secret?" And
no.
Yeah, you can't, Tori. You're terrible.
Don't tell me if you don't want me. Don't tell me. Just don't do it.
But this is for where you're going to put those panty vibes, any of the discreet strokers, any of the toys that look like something that they're not.
What would the kids say?
Like,
Oh, very demure items. Very mindful, very demure.
yeah, and then you go, no, that's a fuck flask from Pipe Dream. That's not demure at all, but it hides well.
Hey, you know what? It's open to interpretation what you consider demure in said category. All right. The most
Exactly.
demure penis flask I've ever seen. Okay, I've almost kept you an hour and I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to be like 45-minute episodes. So I'm gonna have to we'll have to, there's so
Well,
many cool things. Maybe we just need to go on the road and teach things like
oh, that'd be so much fun.
like PowerPoint presentation style. That would be fun. So we gotta go to like the conclusion now where I gotta give you time. Like what are your key recap takeaways here? Maybe Professor Ryan will put them up on the screen here as we go through them. Oh, but like, hey, yay, friend.
Hey, Tyler.
We have a friend. What up, boo?
So yeah, storytelling. Gosh, that's probably my favorite thing when it comes to merchandising is tell stories because it's going to encourage people to stay longer and buy more, especially if your staff wants to tell those stories too. So come up with really fun things that work together. And when I say that, I don't mean, a screwdriver and a screw. I think you've got toys that work well with a lube that don't just work together in the physical way, but work together in the merchandise way. They look good together in the box. And you've got something that your staff can start with one and basically move down the shelf and say, so we start with this wonderful toy here, and then we're going to talk about these other things that go with it. And since I saw Heather pop in there, I'm just going to give them a shameless plug.
Oh, Heather, you're getting a plug. We'll clip it from here for you. Okay, here we go.
Start with that creature cock, and right next to it, have your creature slime. And then right next to that, put some toy cleaner because that creature slime needs the toy cleaner when you're done. And
honestly,
tell a
toy cleaner
story
needs to
around
leave
it.
with every toy. I'll say it again for the cheap seats in the back. Like, there's no reason. I mean, absolutely, there should be a lube, in my opinion, with every toy. Like, 40% of your business is toys. We know this, guys. So do some more add-ons. But there's no reason cleaner shouldn't be on it. Anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
and if you're selling some of those ridiculously sized and shaped toys, make sure that you're selling the large condoms with them because that will also aid in cleanup, and it gets people coming back again for that consumable.
I have
And
heard, I think we talked about this. I've heard a lot of people say that they do actually purchase condoms or put them on their e-commerce website with some of their more unique looking items, because even with a toy cleaner, it's hard to get into some of those crevices, and
yeah,
a condom, it just makes it a lot easier because a lot of people spend a lot of money on these things. I don't know. I just believe in, if I've spent money on something, I know I'm going to beat it to shit because I am who I am. But while I have it, I'm going to try to take care of it.
yeah, and
It
that's
being my dongs in my head, but there you go. They got too many feelings.
yeah. Oh, this one, kind of what we were just talking about. A reason to buy is not price oriented. Make them want to say yes, yes. Um, get them excited about it. Make it so it's not just um, that thing that they're buying because they feel obligated. Make it because they want it. They want that story behind it.
Well, and
Again, not
hopefully
to,
you've asked, so you're appealing to the experience that maybe they weren't quite sure that they wanted, but they came in out of that curiosity. So it's not even selling. You're just solving a problem.
yeah, and that's a great way to say, to encourage people not to feel any shame about what they came in for. If they're curious about something, if they walk over to, not to beat down Heather's door anymore, but if they walk over and are looking at the creature cocks, don't shame them. They're curious. Even if they just want to put it on the shelf, those are pretty
And
cool things.
make an appointment if you need to go knock on Heather's door. Okay, she's busy, y'all.
Yeah. But not even just those, anything, any product. Just encourage people to explore and be curious, and you're
Right.
going to find that.
These are things that can apply to any business. Like I learned
Yeah.
these in underwear and swimwear and cosmetics. I think I just want to remind people about my little zone, and maybe I should have had like a picture where, right, your eye level is the buy level. I know some people think like, oh, top shelf. I got to literally put it on the top shelf. No, it's you put it on the eye level is top shelf. And then, your next best to the family or focus needs to go in that like experience touchstone down here. And then anything that is, maybe more of a value, because you got to give people, right, they're good, better, best. You got to give somebody a choice because it just helps them secure their shopping decision that they're making now, right? Like, okay, well, I know I definitely don't want that one if I know what I don't know what I want, right? Process of elimination. So, and then anything that is overstock or really not worth purchasing, like marketing, should be going actually on that top shelf, right? That's a great place for overstock or any other call to action things because, you can't touch up here. So don't put product where you have to read things. It will never sell. Or if it does, tell me what the hell you're doing because I got to know.
Yeah. And definitely, with all of that, be willing to pull it off that top shelf if you need to.
Yeah,
And
I'd almost rather see it on the top shelf than in your back room because so many people don't know that, like, you can lose a sale and be like, oh, I didn't know we had that stock. The computer was counting wrong, blah, blah, blah. Right. Put it on the top shelf where you can see it. And then that way you can constantly be stocking that eye level, right? The buy level, because that is your biggest moneymaker. So make sure that slot is stocked and ready to sell.
yeah. And don't upsell people just because you think you can. Sell people what they need and what they want, because that's how they're going to come back for more. If you try to fleece them the first time in the door, you're going to lose that customer forever.
100%. All of these tips are not to like use car salesman anybody. You can't, if people haven't figured out, you can't do that with anything intimate. Definitely not in a wellness category.
Yeah. And then that last one that just popped up, I totally missed it. What was that? It was going so fast. Yes, if they're in the store for themselves, I love that. Add a surprise for the partner.
Yep. Or, instead of being like, you finding everything okay? That's a whole different, we can do a whole role playing, like asking fact finding questions and stuff. That would actually be fun. It's a different episode, but my quick little greeting, right? Finding everything okay is like the death. If you don't want to help the customer because you want them to be like, yeah, I'm fine, right? If you want to just check it off the box, and we're all guilty. It's happened because you get busy or what's going on, right? You're instead of like, oh, I'll be with you in a minute. It's, are you good? Because I'll be back, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to, when you're first meeting your customer, and again, remember, people are in your store because they want this experience or they want the expertise. They want to touch. They need that experience. So this is stuff that you can't do. You can mimic-ish online, but it's not going to fit the same. So have that confidence when you're on the floor. Don't ask them a close-ended question. And if you need to just cheat, say, what brings you in, folks?
Yeah. You need a toy. Yes. I love this.
There's actually a formula to it, right? I forget. Ryan taught me it
Yeah.
once where it's like you take your feature benefit and then right. I'll find that this is we're fumbling a different episode here.
Yeah.
Well, you guys want it. Maybe Kate is still watching. She's been like a player this whole time. Thank you. Right. If that would be something useful, like scripts or just sales floor role playing. I don't realize people don't always have this because I was brainwashed. So I'm happy to regurgitate my corporate trauma for anybody that would like it. Oh my God, Kate, you are like the best. I don't know. Give her all the jelly beans. 100 points for Kate. And
yes.
I'm assuming, no, Ravenclaw. You're Ravenclaw. You're not. I was going to say Hufflepuff maybe, but I'm getting more Ravenclaw with the whole business owner, but like you still love things and you use your brain. Oh, okay. Well, now I'll write it because I told Kate I'll do it, but I might have to. I don't know who's going to do it with me. It might have to be you, Nathan. Sorry.
I'm down just about any week you want me. I'll be here.
Yay. Yeah, just throwing it out there into the ether. I do need to start booking December. So if anyone does have a topic they want to talk about, or they want to come on, or dissect an article. I did that last week and got all crazy. Like, let me know. Maybe I'll be a grown up and like put a post out soon, but we're working on that. Oh, thank you. So this is like the wrap up part. Thanks, producer Ryan. Nathan, I'm going to give you the floor for any final thoughts. Shameless plug here, words of wisdom, and then producer Ryan will help us with how to get a hold of us.
So I'll just toss these things out. Tomorrow, Eldorado is going to have a little post on our Facebook page. We're going to give away some Wicked products.
Yay!
And if you've got a retail store, you're going to have an opportunity to get a lot of free Wicked products with your orders, assuming you make a big enough order. We're going to be doing some great giveaways there.
That's
And
the best profit margin. Free. Put it on your shelf. You don't have anything to lose.
And we've got the first of our 2 Black Friday sales is going on right now. This one is the smaller of them. We've got Kiro at 10% off. Everything from Blush is 30. Everything from NAS Toys is 30. Everything from, let's keep turning these pages. I can never remember. We've got so much stuff. We've got all the Evolved, Genderex, Salopa, Playboy, Zero Tolerance. All of that's 30%. Doc, everything is 30%. And then Kepper, 30%. This is those stocking stuffers. So stock up your store with all of that. And then Shots, also at 30%. It's not showing in this catalog picture, but Shots has a whole bunch of those cute little dick plushies, dick-shaped plushies. Get some of those because those will fly off your shelves. I guarantee it. It's going to happen. And then on November 9th, our second volume, as we're calling them, of our Black Friday sales is going to kick off, and we will have a whole bunch of other brands at 30% off. And part of the reason we're doing this as early as we are is because on the off chance, and I'm hoping it happens, that you guys buy us completely out of stock on things, we'll have time to get those things back in, and we can fulfill your back orders before that day after Thanksgiving hits, and you guys are all trying to keep people from trampling each other as they rush into your stores for those great deals.
Oh, goodness. Yes. Everybody be safe. Hold your boundaries. And I definitely would make sure that if you don't have a greeter when it starts to get busy, that's just my other tip. Make sure you have a greeter because you don't want this theft happens when it gets busy is all I'm going to say. And having somebody at the front of your store does help prevent that.
Yeah, and if you've got somebody that's proficient with a whip or a flog, you put them at the front of the store.
I like where this is going, right?
It'll draw people in and it'll keep people from stealing.
There could be something there, but I gotta go. Oh my God, I've kept everybody way too long. I'm gonna work on shorter episodes, but there was just a lot to deep dive in here, and I appreciate Kate, my one fan that I will do this for. But I appreciate anybody coming. If you do want some more information, or you're like, yay, those deals look awesome, or I don't know who Eldorado is, feel free to reach out to the Nathan or myself. Nathan, can you spiel out your handles? I think it's at the N810 cuteness.
Yeah. If you want to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram, personally, it's at THE_N810. And that's my handle for both Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to connect with Eldorado on Instagram, we are at Eldorado_trading. And I think that might be the same for us on Facebook, but you can just look up Eldorado Trading Company. If you get to somebody selling water, that's not us. But
also, not the movie. What, Eldorado, right? The City of Gold.
Road to Eldorado, yeah.
It's not that one. I mean, in metaphorically speaking, yes, it is Eldorado. But I don't want anyone thinking, Aztec gods are going to come and get them. That's not what we're here for.
And again, if you're not an Eldorado customer and you want to be, get in touch with me. I'll hook you guys up with the sales team, and we will make sure to take care of you.
Thank you, Nathan, for coming, and the 2 people still watching, and Kate, we appreciate you. Reach out if you need anything. Clap, clap, clap. I'm Tori. This was Tuesday. If you need me, there's a bunch of socials and this show and my email, Tori@paradisemarketing.com. Reach out, and hopefully we can do some things together. Thank you for being here, guys. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Wait, one thing before we go.
Oh, not yet.
Don't forget to follow Paradise Condom's new Instagram and the new YouTube channel for Tori, Tuesdays with Tori.
I wrote it down, but I didn't. I got like, I don't need to talk about that. I am a grown-up, guys. I made a YouTube channel. I think I have this episode and last week's that stream. So I got to work on uploading it, but it's YouTube at Tuesdays with Tori show. Isn't that adorable? And it does come with a
I'm the first
Tori at
subscriber.
Gmail. Are you? Yay. Oh yeah, you did that the other week, I think. But also, if you can, go to the Paradise, and I'll have other posts, and I'll do this better next time. But Paradise Condom, one singular condom, Paradise Condom. We're planning a fun little launch there, and so you'll get all the deets and all the fun stuff if you go follow us.
And I know some stuff that's coming, and I'm super excited.
He does. Although that won't be like the first thing out the gate, but it's coming.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to breakfast cereal.
Oh, it's coming, my friend. Okay, on that ominous on the ominous note, we're leaving for sure now. Okay, see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.